Good morning and happy Saturday, everyone. Before I get into today's video, I have a low and high in active kindness, and my low is a surprisingly big one. I completely forgot yesterday was Pi Day. I mean, because, March 14th, 3.14. I can't believe I forgot yesterday. I mean, it's not like I did much to celebrate. I mean, I didn't have any pie. There really wasn't any, no pie came across my line of sight the entire day yesterday, so whatever. Although, if anyone's curious, 3.14159265358997. That's as far as I can get for doing the, so 13 digits of pi. It really keeps going to infinity, and I know there's a formula involving what number comes after what I just did, but I can't remember what the formula is off the top of my head. But I hope everybody had a wonderful Pi Day yesterday. Well, while I didn't have any pie, I did go out and do something to celebrate. Before I do, in fact, that's actually my high. I had a wonderful night last night at both Rec Brewing Company and Nick's. I'll talk about that more in a second. And what was my act of kindness? Let's see. Well, yesterday I was walking out of a Rite Aid. I was walking at the same time as this one person, and I let them go before me. So, I did that. That was an act of kindness. Anything else I did? Yeah, that's really about it. Also, I am running a little bit late, so if you don't mind, I'm getting my shoes on right now. These boots that were made for walking. Okay, so I said earlier, I didn't have any pie yesterday. However, that doesn't mean I didn't celebrate, right? I didn't celebrate at all. Because I mentioned I went out to a Rec Brewing Company and Nick's. Now, what was going on at Rec was, and I mentioned this in my short last night, I had actually never had Crown Royal before. The whiskey, whatever. I probably just got that one wrong. But yeah, the really powerful spirit that, comes in like a velvet bag when you buy it. I'd never had it before. And Rec Brewing Company was actually doing a free sampling where, you got to, try it. And I never had it before, so I tried it for the first time. Here's the thing though. Specifically, this was their new blackberry flavor, which, has anyone noticed how increasingly popular blackberries have been getting lately? I know Dr. Pepper just released a blackberry flavor. I know they did. When my mom gets the those sort of sparkling flavored waters, ice, blackberry is always a flavor amongst what she gets in a 24 pack. So that happens. So I guess it doesn't really surprise me that, Crown Royal follows suit as well. But remember, I never had Crown Royal, so I don't really know what to expect. So I also kind of totally messed up because they were actually giving a free sample in the form of a free cocktail, which I didn't really want to try the cocktail. I just want to try Crown Royal straight up. Yes, your boy tried Crown Royal straight up. And I have to say, I liked it. Yeah, I actually, I liked Crown Royal. For starters, again, it's blackberry flavored, and I could smell the blackberries right away. So that was, here's the thing. as you guys know, I've always found alcohol to be so fascinating. Because, growing up, I was raised right, don't drink, it's going to ruin your life, stuff like that. But if that's the case, like, why is it so popular? Because, you've got, like, songs about alcohol, commercials about alcohol. You've literally have organizations dedicated to the making of alcohol, wineries, breweries, distilleries, you name it. So that's why I've always found it so fascinating. And that's actually why, like, a dream job I have involves working in that capacity with anything involving alcohol. I mean, I really wouldn't go so far as to call myself a sommelier because, my ability to taste alcohol was, amateur at best. Or, just barely above average at best, I'd say. So, again, I do know that every time I ever have a spirit or a wine or a beer, I do notice I'm getting a little bit better at it. But then again, when I taste stuff, I always am like, okay, I know there's other flavors here. And I know some of these flavors and aromas, I know I've smelled and tasted them before. I can't, some I can place my finger on, and something like a bourbon, for instance, I can pick up on sort of caramel, the oak, the tobacco, sometimes a little bit of vanilla in there. And that's pretty much what I did when I went to that whiskey tasting a few weeks ago. So with Crown Royal, blackberry was the predominant aroma and flavor in a good way. This is still Crown Royal, and keep in mind this is my first time having Crown Royal, so I wouldn't know what it tastes like off the top of my head. But I think to me, it got to that balance of it not only smells like what its flavor composed is supposed to be, but I can legitimately taste it. And it's good. It's actually what I was, it's the sort of thing that I hope to taste when I ever have out. Because, again, for starters, I really am a bit of a sweet tooth. I have a major sweet tooth. And especially when I'm having food, I really want to drink something sweet with what. That's why I drink soda. Don't get me wrong. I drink water. I had water with my dinner last night over at Nick's. I'll talk about that later. But if I'm gonna have anything to drink with what I eat, just give me a soda. Give me a Pepsi. Give me a Coke. Those are I'm usually a cola guy specifically. Although, I do I like Dr. Pepper. I like Sprite. Like Cal Mitchell, I do love orange soda as well. Actually, speaking of Dr. Pepper, I mentioned that, blackberry is becoming a predominant flavor. Dr. Pepper has a, Dr. Pepper blackberry, which, okay, why not? Crown Royal can do that, and, there's a huge number in the populace that can't have Crown Royal because they're under the age of 21. That's actually another reason why I drink soda. Because, for the most part, it really does check off a lot of boxes that, a wine or a beer or a spirit can check off. Let's be honest, too much of any of that stuff isn't good for you, whether it's soda or alcohol, so there's that. But also, it can be considered an indulgence. It can go well with food that you're eating. But the one advantage soda has over alcohol, and I don't think people give soda enough credit for this, there's no age restriction. You don't need to wait until you're 21 in order to have it. So that's easily the biggest like supporting factor for alcohol that I could tell you guys at the moment. But honestly, it was nice going back to Rex Brewing Company and trying Crown Royal. So I can say I've had Crown Royal for the first time. And I do like it. I mean, again, I like for people to think I'm more than capable of making good decisions. So I don't really indulge in alcohol too much. Of course, I completely broke one of my rules last night when I was at Nick's for dinner, because I had my had a shrimp basket with fries and the fish fry. Remember, I can't have meat on Fridays, so that's what I had. And I was hanging with a buddy of mine who I just happened to meet there, and I wound up breaking a rule I have. See, I actually have rules when it comes to drinking alcohol. Specifically, don't drink and drive, obviously. Never drink alone. Don't drink feeling overly emotional one way or the other. The one rule I did break, though, well, technically, it's a rule that I did. Two of my rules sort of counterbalance each other, if you want to call it that way, because the rule is only two. And if I'm going to break that rule, somebody else better be paying. So, long story short, I wound up having 3 beers instead of, 2. I mean, one more. 3 isn't necessarily a bad thing. And plus, it's not like my stomach was completely, I had dinner. So it's not like my stomach was completely empty. I was able to, go on about my evening and drive home. But again, it's not very often I wind up breaking like a rule like that. But as long as I know I'm not really going to be doing anything like that again, I suppose it's fine. Again, I made it here safely. I didn't get into any accidents, didn't get stopped by a cop or nothing. In fact, I'm pretty sure if on my way home I did get stopped by a cop and, I was breathalyzed, I doubt I'd probably be like 0.01. It's 0.08 and above that gets you in trouble, but I was probably, like 0.01, 0.02 at best. So I'm pretty sure I was safe. But it is something that you need to worry about. And again, luckily I'm safe. Obviously I'm not going to make any bad decisions, which does remind me. This is St. Patrick's Day weekend. Even though the actual holiday isn't until Monday, I know a lot of people are going to celebrate today and a little bit tomorrow. So if you are, please be careful. Please be safe. If you have friends you can rely on or family to rely on to get you home safely, please go to them. If you need a ride, call somebody if you're going to really celebrate, because, again, everything I literally just mentioned. That pretty much sums up. For full disclosure, I'm actually dressed to go out for what's supposed to be a bar walk. I'm going to be going. I have some things to do in Corning, but then I'm immediately going to go to Latitude, because the bar walk I'm going on is from Latitude 42 Tap House, Sonny's, Horseheads Brewing and Nick's. So I'm going to be going to Nick's again later today. That'll be cool. Basically, it's the sort of bar walk where you go to all 4 places, they give you a card, they stamp the card at each place, and when you get all 4 stamps, you can give the card, and it's going to be in a raffle. That's what I plan on doing today. In fact, it's actually on my 2025 bucket list that I go on some sort of St. Patrick's Day bar crawl, and, I'm going to be able to do that today. So, I mean, if I have to go get a drink for it, sure, I will. I mean, I'm going to have plenty of food. Seriously, just for the sake of emergency, I actually have a couple bags of Chex Mix in my car. Just in case, I'm hungry, or in this case, I'll need food. So we'll see. We'll see what winds up happening later today. Also, one final thing. Beware the Ides of March. Yes, it's actually March 15th. This is actually the day that Julius Caesar was brutally and tragically murdered by his own court, I guess, his own staff. Although, because I read a lot of Shakespearian tragedies, and obviously one of them was the tragedy of Julius Caesar. Et tu, Brute, Brute is Brutus, or Julius Caesar's closest confidant. Means you too, because Bruce was one of the people that murdered him. Although it's called Beware the Ides of March because on his way to where he would eventually get murdered, Julius Caesar ran into a fortune teller that told him basically that someone's going to kill you today, or someone's out to kill you. Beware of the Ides of March. Like that's what it means. For those of you who want a history lesson. So between Pi Day, which was yesterday, the Ides of March today, and St. Patrick's Day, there's a lot of things that could happen, and a good majority of which can go wrong if you don't make good decisions. So be safe out there. Drink responsibly if you are going to drink. If you know for a fact you're going to need a ride, please make sure you have that ride on hand. Call a friend, call a family member, do whatever it is you got to do. And, hopefully by, let's be honest, Tuesday, because I know there's a bunch of people that are going to drink on St. Patrick's Day, even though it's a Monday. Hopefully by Tuesday things will go a little bit back to normal. And I don't know about y'all, but I plan on wearing green at least every day for the next couple of days. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video. For all of you guys watching Joe for today, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Did I say happy Saturday? Yeah, I did. Happy Saturday, everyone. And remember, if anything is want to talk, channel is going to be here to lend you. Always your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.